Hi, my name is Emmy Yoakum, and I decided to design a portfolio for my project through the last 3 phases. So some of my objectives for my project were to include uniqueness, innovation, and modern design. I don't have a coded portfolio, so that's why I chose to do a portfolio over a website. I usually, at the time, I'm just using WYSIWYGs, but it is a goal of mine to code my own portfolio, so that's why I chose this. I really was hoping to achieve modern and unique design through some of the colors that I chose, like the monochromatic purples, the more modern font here. I just used a very basic open sans, but I wanted something that was going to seem just simple and easy to read. Clean lines was a big goal for me. And I think that I achieved that decently. I would like to have gone into maybe a little bit more color. Looking at some other students' designs, I was really inspired seeing how much color they were able to pull in and have it just look amazing. So going forward, I think that I would love to do something like that as well. I'm okay with the font style that I ended up choosing. It's not as light as I'd wanted, but then again, you do have to remember accessibility, so that would be a whole other conversation. I think that in the first phase of my design, which I can go over to my Figma file here, the thing that I struggled the most with was just, coming up with that idea of modern design and something that looked different and was also unique to me. I think that I'm happy with my overall design, but still have some updates like the colors, the font, maybe adding in some more personalized touches to me, because this does still feel a little bit basic for my preference. In the second part of my phase, I would say the thing I struggled with most was just staying organized with all of my elements. I'm still relatively new to HTML and CSS, so it was a little bit of a learning curve for me during this class, but a wonderful learning experience. And I'm definitely still learning, but yeah, that was a little bit of a moment of like, gotta make sure you keep everything organized because there were a lot of pages. Other than that, though, I think it went pretty smoothly and I was happy with my end product. And then for this phase, I would say I had to reorganize the layout a little bit. As you can see on this page, I swapped the text and the photograph from this. When I coded it, I just really wasn't liking how it looked on the actual site. It just wasn't laying out the way I, had hoped that it would. So I think that was just personal preference. Nothing wrong with the original, but I just prefer this more. Another thing I changed is that on the about or the work page, I put my title here over to the side. And when it actually came time to put it into the site, I wasn't really liking that. It was kind of pushing the project cards over to the side more than I wanted. So I ended up pushing that to the top, which is another example of how it feels a little bit more basic than I wanted, not as unique, but something to improve on there. I think the largest insights I gained from this project were my just learning more about HTML and CSS overall, how a lot of things are able to overlap. So if you can't figure out one thing, you can probably look back on another project and figure it out. So always space to figure it out and learn, and definitely telling myself to not freak out when I can't figure it out right away. And next time, I think that I would really like to work on, maybe making some more bold decisions with my design. I think I kept it a little bit more safe on my design than I thought, and I think that I could have done a little bit better, maybe something more exciting. But this was a great first step for me, so I'm still very excited about the outcome, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone else's too. Thanks.